Lister. David?
First of all, I'm really disappointed in the task force because they gave you what they've already had as far as the information that they passed on to Neil is something that they've had on the National Safety Council. It's in the book. They've added a few things, but they've had that for 10 years. Then they also, in 1999 again, the Corps of Engineer report, they asked for safety, told them to do these things. They didn't do them. Then in it says, let's do a poll from our people. Well, they did that in 1999 of the light rail, a poll for the drivers. And you know what? They didn't do anything about it. So from what I see in everything and the statistics and all the stuff I've talked about for months, you put together a board for 12 weeks that are just saying, Neil, here we go, here's our suggestions. Well, he's not the one that should be held accountable. All of you should. And I want to make sure that you are. Because you know what? I'm 7.5 years later. We're still talking about safety. You guys can't handle all that. Why can't we have it where you have people come in and they go inside and make it transparent? They said nothing about education. They didn't say we need to educate our kids, the public. You know, maybe it would have saved my son's life if we would have educated. There's nothing about that. And on top of it, where's the transparency? You know, they have the reports. They're talking about the reports. They have all these reports. They know the averages. They know they hit maybe one a week, just light rail. So you almost need a safety meeting every week and a board that just handles that. And one more thing. You know, when my son was hit, because light rail, he was hit on a light rail property, it's owned by TriMet. So TriMet is in charge. And there, after he got hit, it took 12 minutes because they called dispatch and don't call 911. By the time they got out from underneath, he got out from underneath the train, he had died. Well, there was an ambulance there. And you know what? Instead of letting him go in an ambulance, TriMet said he's dead and let him lay there for 2 hours. Now what if that was your son or your grandchild? Would you have wanted that? So I ask again, please make yourselves accountable, and please, so it doesn't happen to anybody in your family and everybody else, because there are so many of us that don't have limbs and don't have children, and we go over and over this every time. You give it to him and you say he's responsible for it. So are you going to go inside and make sure that he's following every single thing? No, he's not responsible. You are, because the governor picked you. So remember that next time somebody gets hit.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I came in here today a little more calm than I am now, and I walked in the room, checked in with Darla, and walked around the corner and ran into another friend of mine. This happens to be Sandy Day. This is it. This was the operator that was put in the position she was in. I have no choice than to offer her forgiveness. And quite frankly, what I've heard this morning, I see your signs are down. I don't know what you're afraid of what people know in each and every one of you and who you are. So that's kind of a weird thing. We have no publicity here, which is another odd thing. But there'll be a lot more to come. And I'm very, very disappointed with what I've seen so far. It's been 6 months almost to the day, and I've seen no implementation. Now, you've also put me in a position to where I need to be the poster child for safety of this dang organization. And you better start making some changes. Period. John Q. Public, also known as David Sale, and the rest of this community is not going to put up with this.
Right on.
You're either going to start making changes. Neil, you're either going to implement the changes that these people have put into place, or you're going to see me every time complaining about it. I'm here to help you, not hurt you. But I'm not going to be disrespected. My child is not going to be disrespected. This operator is not going to be disrespected. And every operator in this room is not going to be disrespected again. 98% of your staff do a fabulous job. I'm sure of it. I'm almost 100% positive. And I've never stepped foot onto any of your buses. I've been on a bus once. But I've been on public transit for many years. And I know that you guys do a fabulous job for your customers. Period. You've had a few people comment on how great it is. Awesome. But the changes are going to take place. And I don't know what it's going to take, but I'm going to find a way. Number one, we need cameras on the buses. You've got 98% of your people that do their job right, operators. The other 2%, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where their head's at. And again, I don't know where your guys' head's at. I see nobody taking notes of what the changes that we need to make. And I've never heard any of the board members bring up anything about safety other than your president and Lynn Learbach. All the rest of you had closed lips. If that's not a concern of yours, then you need to find another job. Because this is what's happening here. Do you want to save money and quit paying claims of people that have died? Or what do you want to do here? You want to keep killing people and turn it into a budget line item? Let's do things right. And you're not going to wrap me up. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to finish what I'm going to tell you. You need training recertifications. These trainers, or your trainers for safety, you're not going to take notes. Everybody else is joining in.
David.
The training the recertifications. I'm
Yeah,
speaking here and I'll let you comment. The training recertifications need to take place.
Okay.
So that each individual operator is trained on the vehicle and they feel comfortable with the vehicle they're transporting your public in. And people they're driving around. You need to have a complaint and transparency of your yellow cards. We need to have transparency of it. All your complaint forms, the customers, the public calling in complaining about your drivers. I know for a fact you've got 2 years of records of people calling TriMet saying my bus driver's on his phone, he's texting, he's reading a book. One of those three things. Every day for 2 years, and I can prove it. I've got the paperwork. So, if you want to cut me off, then you can contact me. My phone number is 360-513-6719. And we need to have a safety meeting, period. Put it as a #1 priority. I don't want to hear about finance and funding and any of that stuff at it. We need to have a safety meeting. And the public needs to be invited and be able to tell you what we need to do.
Thanks, David.
Okay? Then we need implementation. The things that they have given you in all your reports that the review process. We need to have implementation of the K&J report things and what the safety task force gives you. You ask for the advice, let's work it.
All right.
Then we need someone to oversee what you guys do. The organization in general and how this whole thing comes into. You guys are paid by the public. You get money from taxpayers, federal funding, and all that. We need to have some federal funding and federal guidelines and federal people overlooking this operation. Period.
All right.
Whatever it takes, that's what's going to happen. So get a hold of me. I would appreciate it. I'll be at the next union meeting, and I'm going to try and become a
David.
tie-up between union and
We know how you feel. We know how you feel.
I understand that.
And we know you.
You're not doing anything, and I don't want to hear a bunch of lip service anymore. Thank you, and have a great day. Right on.
Right on. Phil
I think she's looking for a safety job too.
Thank you. Thank you. Phil Crane? Am I saying that right? From Selwood?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this will be quick. My name is Philip Crane. I'm a former board member of Smile of Selwood Moreland Improvement League. I co-founded the Sustainable Selwood community organization with the intention of supporting a more sustainable community, paralleling the City of Portland's Portland Plant initiatives. I want to say, first of all, thank you for letting me have the opportunity to testify. I wanted to support all the hardworking individuals that I've heard here today, as well as others throughout the organization in Metro or TriMet. I can't speak to safety, the benefits, or the implementation of the organization, but I can speak to the fact that the representative for our neighborhood, Jennifer Cruiser, has been extremely helpful in facilitating communication, collaboration with our neighborhood, and I know that there's been some contentious decisions made as a result of the funding from the project, the light rail project specifically that I'm talking about, going down 99 to Milwaukee, and some of the cuts that have been made to the neighborhood in the design phases and the facilities. And I just want to say that I understand as an individual that works full-time with public and private agencies financing large-scale projects, how difficult it can be to finance infrastructure projects like this. And I understand that the public policy, the public process, where we have an opportunity to voice our concerns and our desires for what these facilities and infrastructures look like, is very important, but I also understand that sometimes, especially within budget crunches and timelines within large projects, decisions have to be made. So I know that some things were cut from the design, and again, the facilities, the Bybee Bridge, for example, the Tacoma Street Park and Ride, and I just want to say that I empathize and fully support the decisions that you guys have been making, and I'm looking forward to having a light rail system. It may not be the perfect light rail system, but no public transportation infrastructure is quote-unquote perfect. It's just the best that we can finance with the money that we have available. And right now, especially, we're talking about benefits for taking care of employees. We're talking about all kinds of other issues in the state, the city, and the region. I'll just be thrilled that this project actually retains its financing and moves forward to some kind of implementation. So,
Thank you.
Thanks so much.